I'm gonna record this session so you guys can briefly hear what the issue with my family was. So my mom died when she was 15. My uncle, my elder uncle, yeah, yours. So my
I'm sorry, I would stay, but I can't.
my eldest uncle, right? Like, who is my mother was the head of the family, meaning head of the siblings. Yeah, you're very welcome. I love you. So my uncle, who's my mother's first brother, also died actually very young. He died with bankruptcy and stuff, and so like one of my goal was, that's why with Dr. Doe I stayed, because I felt I don't want people to walk away from somebody when they were bankrupt. So I was kind of living it out. So I'll be done in like 5 minutes. Okay. So my eldest uncle, the way, see, he said my mom had total 8 siblings, 2 brothers, 6 sisters. And the youngest one is actually only 1 year older than me. So my uncle said, my eldest uncle, in our family, anybody who finishes 12th grade will get a watch, right?
Okay.
And so I see, the thing is, the kid in me was so anticipating, after my 12th grade, he's going to give me a watch.
Right.
And so my aunt receives it, and I'm so excited, and come to find out, I was not his family. That's when the first time I realized, because he never gave me a watch. And so yours went through.
They said they get received nothing yet.
Yeah, yours went through. I'm going to make sure yours, they confirmed. I am going to send it one more time. Check. Let me make sure it went through. Outbox.
Now, when it goes through here, does it still have to go through the insurance company?
Yeah, I guess they have to retrieve it from their fax machine. I'll do it one more time just in case it didn't go through, okay?
Okay.
They might receive like multiple faxes.
Change pharmacy.
Where you going, CVS downstairs?
Yeah.
I saw you. I mean, they're nice down there and everything.
No, it could be. Remember, the internet went in and out.
Yeah.
So then, to continue the story, right? Like, so I left India and I had an arranged marriage and it failed, and I came here. And you would assume, like, as a head of the family, like, my next uncle who took over would at least keep track of us, right?
Of course.
And they never bothered.
Really?
They never bothered. They never ever paid attention to what was going on. And so what family means, sometimes I question. Okay, so my husband, we had like 2 kids, like, close together. And after my second child was born, we went through a very tough time where I became homeless and pregnant. In India, typically it happened for an ancient being. Her name is Mother Sita. She is pregnant and she's abandoned by her husband. And whole India celebrates him as a god, Ram. They don't even have a single temple for Sita.
Wow.
Except in the villain's place, Sri Lanka, she celebrated.
Okay.
Right? So it's very interesting. So essentially, like, my third child, who I was pregnant with, is named Ram. Like, kind of like, because my son used to, in my belly, do the meditation for Ram. So I could hear him.
Oh.
So I told my husband, and so, afterwards, that time when he threw me out, I was in the streets. So I went back and nobody helped me. That Hindu temple said, because of insurance, they cannot help. No family member never even plugged in with me to understand what was going on. And And so it became my own warrior challenge, right? Just like that Mother Sita, I went through that.
I see.
I became my own warrior. I had to fight my own battles. And
Right.
spirituality is the only thing that kept my sanity. Because my husband said I was so crazy. And here in this country, when you get craziness as a certificate, I would have lost custody of my kids.
Yeah.
And I would have taken everything away from me. So I had to go to the hospital to become a hospitalist for mental health
Mhm.
to show that I'm not crazy.
Right.
Okay, so seriously, I had to work through this issue. And as a head of the family, everybody never plugged in.
They left you.
They left me. So, but they always have interesting views of how I need to behave.
Right.
It's so interesting. And so I tell my problems to my family, including my sister. They said they cannot listen more than 3 minutes because my problem exceeds 3 minute interval. So they said, instead we can feed you. They said, whenever you visit us, we'll feed you, but don't share anything more than 3 minutes because we don't have time. So I literally wanted to break up with my sister.
Yeah.
So I went to my India and I decided never to have a relationship with her again. I wanted to sign off.
Mm.
The only reason I kept going was my brother-in-law. He saw the fight in me.
Mm.
He says, don't give up on us.
Yeah.
And he picked up my battle. Okay.
Uh-huh.
And afterwards, my father came through for me. My father said, no, I want you guys to reconcile, work together and stuff. So actually, my sister doesn't even know I have a problem. See, she's so oblivious. She doesn't even know I went there to break up with her.
Wow.
See, because they're not plugged in. They are not plugged in at all. And so always they will say how she emulates my mother.
Mm-hmm.
And my father says, how beautiful your sister is. And I'm saying, Dad, I don't mind you telling whatever you want to tell her. But once in a while, acknowledge me.
Yes, of course.
So I even told him, he will come the way to visit me without consideration for my time.
Mm-hmm.
I said, I would rather not have a relationship with you. And he said, it's okay. He writes to my son and he took them to dinner. And it's okay with him because he doesn't care. And so, I even asked no, it's not sad because it's their awareness is different. See, they're always defensive.
Right.
Because when I bring it up, they will always say, oh, no, we didn't mean it. But they never plug in to see what the problem is. So I was even telling my dad, the only thing he wanted to do was get married and get out when I was going through all this.
Sure.
And I said, Dad, he says, I didn't come here. This is your life. I raised you. And he says, I couldn't believe because the only reason I left India was I thought I was fixing his poverty.
Right.
And it was never an issue for him. And I was saying, oh my God, I'm screwed. I cannot even go back.
Right.
So now I have to raise my kids and stuff. But it's so interesting. So today, for some reason, because my mom reaches out to me.
Mm-hmm.
And you know what my father's brother says is, did your mom's ghost reach you? So I told him, when he said that, I said, Uncle, I said, I have become saint. So I don't have family anymore. So I cannot visit you anymore. So then this other uncle today posted, because this is All Souls Week, right? You need to acknowledge consciously 32 souls. And I feel I am the last straw on my mother's side.
Right.
And they cannot reach my kids because they have no connection with my kids. I've tried very hard. I told them, acknowledge them and stuff. Doesn't even happen. And I feel no need to worry anymore. They will make, conveniently, when their kid come, they told them, it seems, don't go visit her. She'll post your pictures on the internet. So don't have connections. So I'm not allowed to have information. So I said it's fine. It doesn't bother me.
Sure.
But the thing is, what is family? So this week, interestingly, my mom, like I told you, she joined hands with me. And it almost looks like finally she's acknowledging what I'm doing on her behalf on this side. She always there for me,
Yeah.
but it almost looks like something is shifting in my life. And I feel the legacy of Mother Sita bringing it to the next level because she was the warrior. She protected the people who were in the forest so the demons wouldn't hurt them. So I feel me as a recovery coach is exactly what I'm doing, bringing you guys to your home. I'm the Mother Sita version of how, even after they're being thrown out, she did all the right thing by everyone. Finally, her own husband suspects her or something, and she says, Mother Earth, just split me and take me home. So she is from Mother Earth. She goes back home, and Ram, who's her husband, is what a body. He pours himself on her. So the end was beautiful.
Yeah.
He never wants to leave her.
Uh-huh.
So it ended up very, very nice. And Ram's sister, who happens to be the cloud, the mountain. So she becomes the snow, and the mountain is Shiva, and she goes and surrounds him. So the water body as water is in relationship with earth, and the water as snow is in Mount Everest is considered metal. He's a metal engineer. So she is always twirling around him. So you could see, even in divine, how they are justifying their relationships and stuff.
Yeah.
And I feel I have a higher family. I even went and asked because my teacher, that's what he says, come home. And I said, the only person who's told me come home is my teacher. And he became my sponsor. So that's why, when people say, why do I follow him? Nobody called me home. Nobody except for this guy. And who would you rather follow? A person who gives you home, right? When you are homeless. Because your family is who you support, your soul, when you're lost. It doesn't matter how much richer relationship we have. But if it is not productive, what's the point in having a family? That's where I am at right now. And interestingly, even spirituality wise, they're saying we are going to go through psychological warfare for another 2 decades. And I didn't care about posting this and stuff. The reason I'm making it aware is if you do not understand what the problem is, you can never fix it.
Sure.
I feel for me personally, I've raised my kids so they have at least half of my gene. They would, whether they value me or not, doesn't matter. My eldest one have tremendous respect for me. My elder two finally are seeing the truth in me. My middle one loves the nourishment I provide. So he went into forestry and nutrition. So he's completing me. And then my eldest one is in music because rhythm and arts is one way to restore relationship. So when he becomes famous, they will cherish. My family is going to say, I am related to her, who is the mother of the famous kid. And I think what it is when you draw attention by being successful, family comes back. But when you are struggling, nobody wants to be around. So that's what I wanted to share. Because and also the reason I called out to my uncle is not because I was mad, but I'm saying it is time to upgrade you, right? You live like this for how many years? I have no idea. And he can go along. I have no problem. But I feel, for me, before I die, I want to say it. Because I love them. In spite of them being ignorant, I love them. In spite of I shouldn't say ignorant, they are not woken up. They're like zombies.
Yes.
So I feel it's okay to have a zombie family. I have no problem. But I also feel if you never heard this, I don't want you to struggle afterwards. So oh my God.
Yeah. That's why I wanted to ask you. I came back to talk. Can you just come with those groups?
Sure.
Because I just got 10 people today.
Yeah.
And my mouth is killing me. And it's swollen. And whatever, I just don't feel like sitting. But can you call everybody and come back to take it?
Definitely.
All right. So
I love you. And
love you too.
and I'm very proud of you.
Thank you very much.
Take care, sweetie. Hang in there.
Thanks.
So I'm also very proud of you. So like, my family has grown bigger. And like, with you guys. So when I become ours, we grow. When mine becomes I, we shrink. That's why we need to see a shrink.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel by shrinking, you're getting selfish. By expanding, you grow your family. That's the whole point of spirituality. Spirituality, you keep building bigger families.
I see.
My youngest aunt is the best group dynamic. She handles it very well. And interestingly, I found my sister played that role with my kids.
Mm-hmm.
She connected very well with my kids when she came, and they love her the way she cooked for them and stuff. So I think just like the PTSD birds, one gap next. So I think almost like my sister made up with my kids, even though like we kind of didn't get along.
Right.
So I said, that's enough. And my dad also kind of made up with my kids. So I feel as an anonymous person, I would always be anonymous in my family. Because what they found was how to use me as a tool to get to the next level, but not necessarily acknowledge me as a human being.
Appreciate you.
No, it is not even appreciation because they cannot even understand who I am to appreciate.
Okay.
So if you never even plugged in, you cannot even blame them, right?
Yes,
so they are so caught up with their own matrix.
Yeah, right.
They are not even aware. Everybody's a zombie.
That's,
No, I'm not even sad because I'm not looking for that emotion.
No, I see.
Because what I'm saying is, what is it you're bringing to another person's life? Because we are all creating memories of each other.
Right.
Like how you say mirror, right? The lighting shifts, right?
Sure.
The robot got it. Humans haven't got it. That's what it comes back to. What I'm saying is, we are so mechanized. I don't know whether I can wake up people anymore.
That they were so out of touch.
Yeah, but that's what is the tool I bring to you guys, because when you struggle, I know exactly where you are. Because I, like how you said, your mom, felt that.
Yeah.
And I know exactly where they are, but I love them still. Like I am not blaming them, but I also know I don't need them anymore because I tried very hard. And I feel it's time to unplug from all this. The thing is, the more you pay attention, something grows. I tried very hard till now, and it's not working.
Right.
So that's a dead tree.
Right.
So I'm like saying, let it go. Bury it or burn it or whatever it is, and go to the next upgrade. That's where I am at.
Well, thank you for sharing, Dr. Brown. It's very nice. I love you.
I love you too.
Very much.
But anyway, take your bird for a walk.
I will.
Eat, sleep, and tell me next week how it worked, because I really want the science of fly birds to come to the next level. This is what I'm going to work with. Okay. Once you get expert, you're going to run our groups. Okay?
Sounds good.
So this week, the theme is 9th step, which is making amends. Okay? But if you don't understand what you are making amends for,
there's no point.
So first, make a list of what it is you're amending. So one of the amends I'm doing for me consciously is allowing me to be authentic, but at the same time not to offend the people in a way, like how I said my ego, spirit comes out. And I don't want to be so caught up with my goals that I don't. So one of the things I consciously want to do is I almost gave up on my sister. I almost gave up on my family. And even though they are not awake, it doesn't matter. It's worth plugging along. So that's what I'm going to make amends. But that doesn't mean I don't see what they don't see. Right. So it's going to be interesting dynamic. Okay?
Definitely.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. I'll see you next week.
See you. Hey, come on in.